What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with our Dynasty buy low. Today I am talking running backs. If you guys are new to that channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. Alrighty, let's hop into it and just start talking my buy lows. So my first running back buy low, we're going to scroll for right off the bat. So you see all these top 10 guys, all these good backs. Yep. Let's just keep scrolling all the way down here to number 36, Marshawn Lloyd. Now, he's not the youngest running back out there. He's going to be 23, but let's take a look at some of the measurables Marshawn Lloyd has. He's a third-round pick going to Green Bay. You can acquire him for very little, 4.46 in the 40-yard dash. Good time for a running back, and then you factor in his 220 pounds. That makes it an even better time, as you can see reflected in his speed score. Strength was good. College yards per carry, 6.1, average 7.1 this last year. Let's scroll down here and look at some of these stats. Let's see. Yep, the stats are down here, I believe. Here we go. So, yeah, as you can see, dominated in the receiving game, just very agile for how big he is, fast as well. And like I said, was very good in this ground this last year. And part of the reason I believe so much in Marshawn Lloyd is right now he's basically left for dead at RB36. You getting this guy, I would take him as a first-round pick currently in rookie drafts. That's how much I believe in him. But he's going, in the second round or later. He's a guy I would definitely go out there and acquire if I can. If I've got, a Derrick Henry on my team, I'm not ready to contend. I'm not going to win a championship. I would love to go out, trade a Derrick Henry, get Marshawn Lloyd, get another piece, and just start to rebuild my team. Another guy, Nick Chubb. I would definitely go out there and trade a Nick Chubb for a Marshawn Lloyd. And it might seem like Josh Jacobs just signed this massive contract. When is Marshawn Lloyd going to be a chance to play, let alone be the guy? I think Lloyd will be worked in a lot this season already. We've seen Green Bay likes to use a two-back system. Another thing I want to throw out there, though, is Josh Jacobs' current contract situation. If the Packers want to, if Marshawn Lloyd plays well this year, that he can get out of this in a one-year deal for Josh Jacobs. He's off the roster next year, basically no dead money. So that's something to consider, that even though it looks like it's a long-term deal, if Marshawn Lloyd comes out and plays well, or if Josh Jacobs struggles in any capacity, Jacobs could be gone from this roster in a year, and you're looking at top 12 fantasy running back. I just think Marshawn Lloyd's extremely talented, arguably the most talented running back coming out of the draft class in 2024. When you turn on the tape, look at the efficiency numbers, look at the testing numbers, factor all those things in. He is a great bet in my mind. He had solid draft capital, and like I said, running back 36 in Dynasty right now. Now is the time to strike. If I've got Nick Chubb and I'm not winning a championship this year, and honestly, I don't know if Nick Chubb's going to be the guy that helps propel you to a fantasy championship regardless, I would go out and I would do this deal. If I've got Najee Harris and I don't need an RB2 that's going to go out there and give me 9-10 points a game, I'm going to do this deal. Obviously, it's different if you're contending versus rebuilding. I'm not saying Marshawn Lloyd's going to be, a fantasy football difference maker year one, although I think he could be. But I think year two, this guy could be a force for fantasy football and a guy that we look at and say, wow, this guy's flown up these rankings, and now I wish I could have drafted him. Another guy I'm going to throw out there, another guy who's been basically left for dead. Let's just scroll all the way down here to 63. Rico Dowdle. Part of the reason I believe in Rico Dowdle, he is just so far down on this list. And yeah, they went and they brought out Ezekiel Elliott, but look at this. 4.1 yards per attempt. If we go back and look at Ezekiel Elliott 2 years ago when he's on the Cowboys, he averaged 3.8 yards per attempt. And I don't have a whole lot of reason to think that 2 years later Ezekiel Elliott's going to be even more efficient. I think Rico Dowdle is a sneaky member of this football team. I think it's why they were confident letting Tony Pollard go and not drafting a running back and only bringing in Ezekiel Elliott, because I think they think Rico Dowdle is better than people think. Now, he's not going to blow your socks away, but a lot of team people are going out there. Zamir White's a top 25 running back right now in Dynasty. Some of these other guys that are going to be a one-year guy, Najee Harris, Javonte Williams. Some of these guys sure are more talented maybe than Rico Dowdle, have a firmer position, but I think Rico Dowdle has a really good chance to play, is not all that dissimilar, and you get him at a massive discount RB63, and Dynasty is essentially free. This is a guy that can potentially be a very solid starting RB2 or a really good depth running back regardless, I think. Yeah, I just think people are really just pushing, Zeke right to the top, and we haven't seen Zeke be that good in years. And there has to be a confidence reason why they were okay not drafting running back, letting Pollard leave. I think that reason is because Rico Dowdle is better than people realize. Now, I'm not saying he's going to come out there and be a superstar, but if Rico Dowdle is RB 32 or 28 or something, he's giving you some massive return on where you're able to get him. I mean, this guy, you would even a third round dynasty pick would probably be paying too much. So you can go out there, get some kind of pick swap, get some kind of, low tier running back or wide receiver that's ancient. Maybe people think it's a little longer. I mean, there's people out there. I bet you could take Adam Thielen and turn him into Rico Dowdle if you're a running back needy team and you got solid wide receivers. And I think you get that done in a heartbeat with a third round pick thrown in. So just in that some moves I would be thinking about. I'll throw out some other names that I would personally be considering. Maybe not, slam dunk buy lows, but the running back position is just so, there's guys all over the place. If you're a team that is looking to snag one more solid running back and you could be a contender for a year, some guys I might think about making some offers on. Okay, one guy, I think Austin Eckler. If you're looking for a guy who can come out and have an okay, solid year, be that RB 17 potentially if everything hits right, I think Eckler's that guy. He's another guy who just went from being a first-round draft pick last year, switches offenses. Obviously, I don't expect things to be the same, but now is, there's nothing left of him. He's a guy I wouldn't mind going out there making a low offer on if I need a running back for 1 year with a contending roster. Another name I would throw out there, David Montgomery. If you need a guy who can come in and potentially be a top 15 running back, but you don't want to pay the price, he's a guy, he's a little bit more risky with his contract situation. He can only have one more year left in Detroit potentially. But I do expect him to be in that Mark Ingram role, similar to where Mark Ingram was with Alvin Kamara and the Saints back in the day with Jahmyr Gibbs. I expect him to have a good chance, double-digit touchdowns still, and be an efficient runner who's given the ball quite frequently. Another guy, Kendre Miller, 21 years of age, good schedule this upcoming season. He could easily steal the job from an inefficient Alvin Kamara. Kamara was very inefficient this last year. Miller could potentially be the guy there. Like I said, he's young, he's talented, coming out of TCU. Was just 20 years old this last season. Another guy at RB 39. You don't have to give up much, and you potentially get a massive hit when we look at the running backs a year from now. He could be the guy, and Alvin Kamara could be gone out of New Orleans. So those are some honorable mentions, as well as Marshawn Lloyd and Rico Dowdle being my two really strong buy lows right now in Dynasty to go out and go after aggressively. And yeah, check out the wide receiver Dynasty buy lows. Check out the running back one. Obviously, this is that video. Quarterbacks are out there as well. Check out all that Dynasty content already out on the channel, as well as check out my redraft rankings for this season that are coming out soon. So if you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave those comments, and I will see you guys soon.